Welcome to hobbyhottips.com. We have more of our green stuff push templates for you, so let's mix up some green stuff and get started. First, you want to roll it out, some green stuff. Make sure it's kind of thick, maybe a little thicker than 1/8 inch, and put the push template on top. Make sure there's water on it, of course, and roll it flat, and then we're going to start to push the green stuff out. Simply use the end of the hobby knife, and you can see it rising up to the top, and get it thick enough so that we can cut out the shape that we want. And it's simple as that. Just saw back and forth until you have the full bare pelt that you want. Now to put on some nice sculpting, we're going to make hair with a hobby knife by putting deep impressions, kind of staggering them to make the effect of hair. Start from the middle and go all the way down. And then for the other side, you simply turn the knife on the other end and start making the same type of pattern, just facing the other direction, so it gives a more realistic look of hair growing from the bear. And you want to make the indentions pretty deep, that way you have more detail, so when you're dry brushing over this with paint, it'll give more depth, and you can use more colors to make the edges of the fur stand out. And once all of our sculpting is done, we'll go ahead and get the scraper and saw it up, and it will kind of start to fold back on you. Just push it back onto the knife and keep sawing it up so that we can apply it on the model. Now when we're applying it on the model, we want to use just a little bit of super glue on the model, and then we'll stick our sculpt onto the model. Just remember, you have to put it on exactly where you want it, because once it's down, it'll be there forever. Now we're going to use a rubber tip sculpting tool to kind of push it into place. If there's anything in the way, remember it's green stuff, you can just cut it with a hobby knife to make room. And then straighten the claws, anything that you want to kind of straighten out. You might want to use something metal and not rubber, but when you're pushing it down into the crevices of the model to show the details of the model underneath, you might want to use a rubber sculpting tool. That way you keep the integrity of the fur lines that you did to make those still stand out and not push them or ruin that type of sculpting. Now to make your sculpt look like it's flying in the wind, you could use a simple hanger to make it hang so it can flow, or you can use a hobby knife so you don't have to use something so dramatic of a look, but so it's just hanging in place. Now we're going to use the bear head green stuff push template so that we could put a bear head on a troop. You could also put the bear head along with the full bear pelt. So again, we just scrape up the shape the template supplies for us, and then we fold it over. This fold allows us to have enough material to make a nice looking bear sculpture. And then you just pull up the template, and you can save it for later use. You can use them again and again. And we'll go into some detail later on how to do the bear head. Right now it's just kind of showing you the end product and what it looks like. Scrape it up, and then now we're going to put it on a troop. Again, we're using a little bit of super glue. Stick it in there, and now we can actually shape the bear head so it looks more like a bear. So we can pull up the ears, kind of put a nice shape on the nose, stick it up, and there you go. You got a bear head. And this is what it looks like on the full bear pelt. Looks really great on Terminators, tanks, really anything you want to put a pelt on. We have some more templates coming up. If you're interested in any of these, like us, subscribe, leave a comment, and we'll make a video showing one of these off, so stay tuned.